It's fine. Okay. All right. We're back. Hey, we're here. We're back. We're here again.
Live.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Bringing it straight to you.
Okay. Anyway, that's as much as I'm gonna do with that Backstreet Boys song.
I didn't even realize it was the Backstreet Boys. That's how old they are.
Hey,
Don't do that to me.
I don't know what you're saying there, Sonny.
don't do that to me.
Don't do what, dude?
You're like, I was a young person during
Bro,
the
I was
height
like-
of the Backstreet Boys.
I was like 6, 7, maybe. They came out early 2000s.
Okay,
So-
I was like,
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Backstreet's back. All right.
I was like, Backstreet's back.
I was 6'2"
You
for the
never,
third time.
you never lived. You never lived if you never danced to the New Kids on the Blocks. They were great.
Oh man, yeah.
Trash Backstreet
I only know of
Boys.
New Kids on the Block because of my father.
Oh yeah. No,
Not
sorry.
bad.
I take that back. I was thinking of New Kids on the Block. I was 6 for the third time when I first heard New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
I forgot Backstreet Boys was after that, wasn't it?
Backstreet Boys was like early 2000s.
Okay, then I was older than that. Then.
That's why I was like, how do you think I feel? I was like a kid when they came out, and I still remember their stuff.
I would have been 6 for like the 5th time at that point in time. All right.
Yeah, I would have been 6 times 5 in that.
You know what's scary about Gen Z, though? You look at all the stuff they like, and it's all stuff from previous freaking generations.
Well,
They really...
You don't think cycle in 20-year cycles, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Things like
I know, but it's like they don't have a single original thing.
That's why. Like, if you look at like
Like, even the flip phones.
Well,
We had those. It's just now they're smartphones.
just recently, like around 2020, like around that era, like
Yeah.
well, maybe it's actually more like 2010, 2015. I don't know, but right around in there, the bell bottoms came back momentarily.
I couldn't believe that. I was like,
It's
what
like-
the hell?
I was like, yeah, that happened in the 90s too.
And then they don't believe you. They're like, okay, old man.
What's it?
I won't say there's like no, because I noticed that clothing changes are a huge thing.
Like, there's one that I saw going around where it's like they discovered writing where you don't lift your pen from the page. That's literally just cursive.
Yeah, literally.
Who discovered a writing form? What?
That's literally just cursive, and there's Gen Z kids that are on TikTok being like, look, I'm writing without lifting my pen from the page. That's
Well, to be
cursive.
fair, cursive was a necessity, which is why a large amount of us abandoned it. Because once you found out you didn't actually have to write in cursive to be an adult, it was just like, well, that feels like a ripoff.
Right? It's like I wasted years of my life learning this thing.
There's a
All
joke,
you really need was your signature.
there's a joke
I
basically saying if we
technically
want,
never learned cursive.
there's a joke basically saying if Gen X or whatever wants to take over the world, all they have to use is real maps in cursive.
Right?
All right, so
Poor kids with their GPS. How do I read this?
So you guys are at Thurmaster, the walled village. The guys just like let you through the gates when you came through. 2 board
Or
militiamen
just
stand
on their
guard.
part.
So we were leaving Thurmaster. Is that not what we were doing here?
No.
No, we just
got-
arrived.
No, you left. Were you not at the last session? You weren't at the last
I
session,
definitely
right?
was.
Oh,
yeah,
No,
We
okay,
just
the last-
arrived.
we were
Well,
going to the cave. I thought.
No, the last session. Yeah, you were, but you came to the next place on your journey was this place. And this is also where you're dropping off the cart.
And then we're going to the
The
cave,
other
right?
place was
I don't remember the name of the town, but it was that town.
Millbourne. It was the place with the half-built
Millbourne.
bridge. Yeah. The place where you assassinated the town heroes.
Where we initially thought this map was, but then you revealed this is the wrong map.
Yeah, this is the right map for being third master.
We assassinated a father, and I'm gonna live with that weight.
You keep killing my kid, and I'm perfectly fine with it. So,
And I'm gonna live with the fact that I forever enabled it.
I'm assuming that you probably guys go to the home of Tauster, the mage, first, or
Is that where we're dropping off the cart?
yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's just drop this thing off immediately.
I just bang on their door. Bang, 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 bang.
Subtlety, your greatest strength.
Listen, make up your mind. At one point you want me to be subtle. At one point you don't. Make up your mind.
If I were capable of making up my mind, I wouldn't spend most of my time reading books.
You said it, not me.
Okay.
Lack of practical knowledge.
You reach a small 2-story stone tower nestled next to a plain wooden house. I believe it's
I'm guessing it's this area here.
I think so, yeah.
That's the only tower I see, so.
Yes.
I will drag my token. Where is Cutler?
I, as well, will do a quick dragging of the token.
Dragging of the
Everyone in the village, you know, when you,
Were we
when you
dragging
guys
here?
when you guys get there to the village and you guys are looking for the Tauster's home, everybody in the village pretty much knows where it's at. Yeah, it's down at the very bottom of the map, guys. Everybody kind of points you in the right direction, and you know, and whenever you ask, everybody you ask knows exactly where it's at and knows, you know, and tells you, shows you where it's at. And so.
Oh yes, the house at home. Yes, yes indeed.
Yep.
It's just at the end of the village, friend.
So you're going to go and knock on the door?
Yes, I'm gonna not just knock, bang,
He's
like
banging.
like the police officer knock, like doop, 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 doop. We all know what I'm talking about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, just the most aggressive possible knock.
Okay.
So, I guess you'll have to move the cart down there.
Okay. Yeah. I'll move it down there, or whatever. But
I don't have control of it, so.
control. Okay. Moving the cart. Moving the cart. Moving a big old cart. Wait. Anyway. All right. So. You bang on the door furiously. After a couple seconds, you know, it seems like a little bit too long, and you're getting ready to like slam on it some more, and the door like creaks open, and you see a little 5'3" older gentleman. By older, I'm talking like he's a wizened older. He's 74, but he's like wizened beyond his years. You know, like just really wrinkly and got a big gray beard. He's thin but paunchy. He's got a little of his sandy colored hair left in his beard and his hair. He has light blue eyes that are kind of have a watery look to them. And he says, "Yes, can I help you?"
We're here to deliver your cart, old man.
Oh, good, oh, so good. And he comes kind of scuttling out real quick. He's got a little cane with him, and he walks over to the cart. He says, and all my goods are here and arrived in one piece, yes?
As far as I'm aware, you'd have to ask these guys. I was more of just the muscle.
Actually, we did sell a few of the items along the way. The money is in the cart.
He says, oh, you did? No. He says, oh, let me see. And he taps his cane to the chest, in the large chest in the back of the cart. And when he opens the chest, it reveals, it looks like different items than you remember seeing in the cart.
Of course, it was enchanted. You're dealing with magic handlers.
He says, oh, you sold some of the surface items. That's fine, my boy, my girl. And he says, I'm so happy. He says, yes. And he, hurriedly kind of takes his chest and he casts a spell real quick, and you see a small disc appear under the chest. And he kind of starts walking toward the tower hurriedly, with the chest following behind him.
This is the first time I've ever seen anybody use Tensa's floating disc.
It's very much utility spell. It can be used in other ways. I've seen it used in good ways too. So he takes it into the tower and sets it down. And he says, here you go. And he looks over a piece of parchment, signs it, and hands it to you.
Hands it to which one of us?
Which one of us?
Yeah, that's actually very important.
Well, he holds it out as if
I'll
handing it
take
to one of you.
Bet for the best.
Okay, Jinyuka's gonna grab it. Okay, Jinyuka, you
No.
grab it, and you don't see anything on it.
Ah,
Not even a signature. And you could have sworn he just signed his signature.
Can I look at it?
Can you see it? Probably. Jinyuka, there you go. You asked Jinyuka if you could see it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Still
by the way,
one?
it's a new day. Did we have a night of sleep?
Yeah, on the way. Yep.
Okay, 1 second.
He says, he looks at you though. He says,
8.
as you guys are, kind of examining this paper, he looks at you all and he kind of says, "Oh, Squire Marlin, you can exchange that for hard cash." And then he looks at you again and he says, well, I suppose since you've come all this way, you'll be expecting some hospitality then. And he goes, here you go, and he hands everybody some coins. He starts counting out coins in everybody's hands. He kind of gives you all like about 10 gold pieces.
Would you happen to have any ale, old man?
He says, no, but the inn's got, he says, I've got a little, but the inn's got plenty for everybody. He says, this'll pay for you for a meal at the Hounds and Tails. And, he says, and it seems that you guys will be pretty well off here if you need to stay a spell.
I must ask, old man, as my curiosity has peaked beyond its maximum, what was beneath those surface items exactly?
Do you always ask what we're smuggling?
He says, oh, that's the,
Only when I'm interested in it.
he says, that's where the long box was.
Come again now.
The long box?
Yes, you know, the long box. He says, oh, surely you've heard of a long box.
Can I arcana for this one?
Right, yeah.
Sure.
Would Cutler have even heard of it? Being a pirate, he might know himself.
Possibly, you guys could make some arcana checks or history checks.
I'm gonna go with history. I feel like history's more accurate. I just said arcana on instinct, but it's the same roll for me.
I think it's the same for me either, but I think history would be more accurate for Cutler.
I got a better arcana.
Let's go.
I actually did not do too bad.
Ooh, Oliver
What's
got the arcana.
this man?
And Taylor got the
Jeez.
arcana. Oh, yeah, Cutler did do pretty good with his history. And, well, everybody did good except for Jinyuka.
And yeah, poor Steph as well. She got a
Stephanie's is
oh no
that
19. Yep.
Accidental to disadvantage.
Why is disadvantage enabled?
it just had
I don't
It
know.
does it sometimes.
Sometimes it just be like that.
Okay.
Be like that. All right, so
Gotta love roll 20.
okay, so for those of you, so basically everybody except for Jinyuka, you know that a long box is a certain magical item, not unlike a portable hole or a bag of holding.
Old man, I just need to ask, and again, apologies for my curiosity, but what need would you have of something as transcendental as a long box?
He's a wizard. What kind of wizard doesn't have that kind of item to transport? Granted, normally it's probably a bag of holding or a handy's haversack, but
But a long box specifically seems excessive?
He says, well, it holds all the merchandise.
So you're a
You don't want
shopkeep.
to pass and
He says, "Yes, I own my own, curio shop here." He kind of like,
In the middle of a small village.
he says, "Yes, it's 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 not the best way to make a living, perhaps, but it keeps me well in good standing with the locals, and it pays for my living, for a decent living."
and enough solitude for interesting experiments.
And if you think about it too, being in such a small village, you would kind of know that, if he even sells one quasi good magic
He's
item
set for a
month,
while,
then-
yeah.
that he's set for that month. Yeah. So I mean,
I've never met someone whose ambition so very contradicts itself. But
Cutler looks over to you. Really? You haven't?
So basically, a flat box or a long box is essentially, it's about 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2 inches deep. That's what it seems like. It weighs about 8 pounds. The top of the box is a hinged lid. When the lid is open, the interior of the box is filled with impenetrable darkness. The darkness can't be dispelled in by any form of magic. It's basically a characteristic of the box. And it's basically done with magic and hypergeometry. And essentially, it's about 6 feet deep and can be loaded with about 500 pounds, on the inside.
what are your wares, old man?
He says, "Oh, I've got some wands." He says, "I've got some specialty items." He says,
Mhm.
"I've got a little bit of everything."
Anything a barbarian might be interested in? Cutler smiles.
He says, "Let me see." And he says, "Maybe. I would have to look." He says, "This is, new merchandise, and I haven't been through it all yet, but it would definitely be. I'm sure there's something in here you would like."
Okay.
I'm more interested in your current ware. You have any
Books.
literature?
I knew it. Cutler just goes, "You and your books."
Didn't we still have an obligation to fulfill?
Very well.
We'll be back. We promise.
He says, "Come to think of it, I do have some books." He says,
Well,
"But
If you have them already.
I don't have possession of such a book." He says, "But if you take this," and he reaches down into the dark abyss of the box, and he pulls out this strange-looking wand with other appendages off the top of the wand that kind of look like they have little spheres sticking off the top of the wand.
Is that a wand of fireballs?
He says, "Oh, no. He says, I do have a wand of whistling fireballs, though. Oh, great fun. But
What the heck is a whistling fireball?
Yes, magic. So fun.
He says, "It's a fireball that whistles, of course. At any rate."
How would that be fun? You're being obliterated by a ball of flame.
Butler,
He says,
as
"Well,
much
not
as I
fun
would
for your
love to
enemies."
discuss magic, you were saying about this wand in particular.
He says, "Well, if you took this wand here, I could have you travel to Kuiper's farm with the letter and deliver this to Kuiper himself. And, perhaps he would trade you the book that I'm looking for."
Is Kuiper's farm back where we just came from?
Oh, no. I believe Kuiper's farm is actually, it's either just on the outskirts of town or it's in town.
Oh, okay.
I take the wand in hand, not in any kind of eager way, just kind of like, so, if I were to exchange this wand, he would give me a book. And pray tell, what is so special about this book?
he says, well, it's a bit hard to explain.
Is it a spell book?
Not so much. It's more of a book of items.
Huh?
Like
It's a catalog.
think of it. Yeah. Think of it like a catalog. That's a very good description. Make an insight check for anybody.
Oh, Fallon is laughing.
I don't know. This kind of seems like a bit of a scam.
20.
Oh, no.
Okay,
I
20
don't-
Cutler. You think that when he's saying it's a good description, that you think he probably doesn't know what he's talking about, and that same with you, Kyle. You think he's definitely not scamming, but you think that.
Everybody,
Everyone's just like,
You think that a catalog is probably not the best description of this book, and you think he's holding
Downplaying?
he's holding something
I want
back.
us to like look at each other, and we're all just like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Just
He's definitely
No.
holding something back.
tell you what, old
Yeah.
man. As you are in luck. We happen to just be passing by Kyber's farm.
May I interrupt? Yes, we are will pressing by, but we are still have other obligation. It may take a while if we come back to you. Is it a problem if we take perhaps a week or so to return the book to you?
He says, a week? Wait, what? He says, you're going to
A
return.
week in the most, in the.
He says, you're going to return the book to me. He says,
No
yeah.
intention on doing that after all. I've never met a book I returned.
He says,
What I'm just
yes.
hold on. Cutler chimes in. So you go to the library and steal books?
I am the library, my good friend.
He says, the old master, or the old wizard Tauster says, no, I thought you wanted to buy the book.
Oh, and then in that case, so we don't return. Yeah, then we can totally snack
He says,
by
no,
the.
no. What? I give you the one so you can go and trade it for the book. He says, and of course, I wouldn't expect you to go for free. And he hands you 50 gold pieces, and he says, no, I need you to go and inquire about my apprentice.
So, okay, first off, I give the gold pieces directly to Jessica Tessa. Hope that doesn't stab me in the back end anytime soon.
If you
And then I just go-
to be less likely to stab you.
Yeah. And then I just go, so if I'm to understand, you are paying us and giving us this wand in order to freely acquire a book in exchange for checking on your apprentice.
He says,
I want to do insight on that after I say that.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
totally fine.
He says,
Cutler's suspicious too.
He says, well, you'll have to buy the
Oof.
book from Kuiper, I'm sure.
But he wants the wand.
But he wants the
It's
wand
totally
and
fine.
trade for sure. But he has agreed that if I give him the wand, that he would sell me the book for 100 gold.
There's the part that's been missing.
So you
Totally fine.
just don't want the book anymore.
He says, well, I would sell it.
Like I said, no problem. We take care of all of this. You don't care of the book anymore.
He says, I don't see the point of you bringing it back to me and me selling it to you for 100
Exactly.
gold.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
But
We-
also,
we-
since you're doing me this favor, I thought that I could just forego that whole process and just you could buy with the wand and otherwise you'd have
exactly.
to buy
And
it
we-
from me for the price of the wand and the gold.
And we can inquire about your apprentice. So
He says-
it's a win-win situation for all of us.
Why is your apprentice not here with you?
She's been missing. That's why I need you to go talk to him about it.
Ugh.
Oh god, another missing person quest.
That's what good people do.
No, she left
Yeah.
for Milbourne about 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
She was due.
I'm
to
sorry.
She was due to return home from her family's house and resume her studies for the coming week here coming up, and she has not returned. I
Is Milford
have no idea where she
was,
might be.
Milbourne?
Yeah, Milbourne,
Did we
where
meet-
You guys just left. Yeah.
Did we meet his apprentice at all while we were in Milbourne?
I don't recall us meeting a single
You're
woman.
not 100% sure, but I don't think you did.
Did we kill her father?
No,
Oh God!
no, we didn't. Don't need that one to come back up for some time.
The DM's laughing. That's never a good thing.
Okay, so I will say, I will reveal, I thought about it.
Do it. If you thought about it, do it. If you thought about it, do it.
No,
Do it.
no,
Do it.
no.
It's not intended to be his. He is intended to be everything that he was supposed to have been in the thing. But she was the apprentice was not intended to be that guy's daughter. So
That would have been hilarious.
I'm not going to do that.
That would have been hilarious. Full of would have been like, about that.
Well, this is gonna be a fun trip. Yeah, that would have just been awful. Well,
Yeah.
it seems we have a small deal of backtracking in our future.
No. We're going to the cave first, then we can do this side quest.
I didn't say near future, my friend.
He says, "Oh, well, if you insist on going to the cave first," he says, the wand may be of help. He says, but
What is this wand?
he says if you're talking about the cave that I think you're talking about, and I'm guessing here it is because that's what everybody seems to be talking about these days.
And you don't forget that we can.
Secret map I got.
Alan, okay, old man, what's this wand exactly do if it can
And
be
you
of a
guys-
help in that
and
cave?
You guys are probably going to a different cave than what this old guy's thinking about, because you guys are thinking about going to the mine, correct?
Yeah.
So this guy, you don't know, but he's talking about a cave, and you would have no idea how he would know about
Oh,
the mine.
gee.
But you assume it has something to do with the mind flayers.
What's the exact purpose of this wand?
He says, "Oh, that's a wand of wonder."
Which does...
And I am quite wondering
Wonder.
about it.
He says it does just about everything.
I think
Short-lived rapes.
That seems impossible in a lot of standards.
I really
It
think
does
this
just
guy's
about
a
every-
scam artist.
If it does just about everything, I hold the wand from Fuladar. I wish I had a better strength.
Wish you had a better
No,
strength.
but I felt those items.
Does Cutler feel anything, or can he tell this is a scam?
Color does not feel anything, and you see the wizard kind of like kind of laugh a little bit into his hand, and silly
Yeah.
barbarians need to be attuned to things.
He's just clowning you here. It's absolutely embarrassing.
I take something out of my backpack. I take the wand from Fuladar and hand him a weight and say, "Use that to make yourself stronger."
First of all, Fuladar is not who I am. Thank you.
Cutler
Yeah,
goes,
you-
And one moment. Can Talon do a predestination trick for a shower of sparks from the wand so that Cutler doesn't feel like a total idiot?
yeah, you could. It's
Can I at will predestination?
shower sparks, but like a New Year's.
Cutler gets kind of annoyed at the small flame. That's not a flame. I'll show you a flame, and he launches his fire breath.
Oh God.
All right, so you launch
Not
your-
even caring about who's in his surroundings.
You launch your fire breath and heats up the area for a second, and he's like, no, silly boy, you need to be attuned to things to use them.
Yes.
At
as I
least
take it back
powerful
from him.
things.
And I take it we wouldn't want to be attuned to this in consideration of the fact that we're preparing to trade it, old man. So you have to
He says,
explain
Yes,
it
don't
well, that's up
Yeah,
to
to
you.
trade
He
it.
says you can trade it still. Any number of people can attune to something, but it can only be attuned to one person at a time, silly.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take on the responsibility of the wand now.
He says, but
be careful with that thing.
he says,
I'm not really a magic man.
I mean, technically, Fallon's the magic man, but okay.
Oh, I'm totally magic overburdened.
Don't count me and
he says,
Kabooey out.
You're also not a man.
He says, also, if you can find my apprentice and get me some good notice, he says, I will give you another 50 for each of you.
Actually, that brings up a good question. Do changelings even have gender?
Technically not.
I mean, whatever gender we assign
I was gonna
ourselves.
say I think it's a chosen gender.
Okay, so yeah.
I can be, man.
Yeah.
So both of your forms that I know of
I
are
essentially
women,
think,
though,
I
right?
essentially think they're non-binary, like overall.
Changelings are literally gender fluid.
Yeah, gender fluid. Yeah.
Yes.
But both the forms I know of her are feminine, so I would just be like, "You're
Yeah,
not a
my
man."
forms are feminine.
Yeah, that's fair for you to do that. And on top of that, you
Besides,
have
I can
not
see
seen
Cutler
Voldemort
saying that
change into a
anyway.
woman,
You know, like,
right?
well, Fullidar
That
is
would
a
utterly
woman, though.
that concept would utterly
Just
just
haven't seen
confuse Cutler. Cutler would be like, "What? Ah."
Yeah, like Voldemort changed into a woman, but they
But
didn't
nobody
see.
saw it but Navari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So and he says it doesn't matter how long you take. He says it only matters that I'm looking for my apprentice. He says and again I'll give you another 50 each if you can get me some good information.
First things first.
No problem.
First things first. Who is your apprentice?
He says her name is Jelenith.
Elf, dwarf, what?
Wait, can I do a history check to see if I've heard that name before?
Yeah.
Just like like a cosmetic story point.
Yeah, that
Fourteen.
sounds good. You realize that you have not heard the name before, but you also realize that you guys were only in Milborn for like a night.
I realized that. So, wow, guys, did you know that we were only in Milborn for a single evening?
Well, I'm just saying if you were supposed to be in Milborn and you were supposed to have heard of her in Milborn, you were only
Yeah,
there
we
for
wouldn't
like
have.
one day, so
And we only really went to the taverns.
yeah, you went to the tavern and
Oh.
slept it off, and then you were,
Did we say
left.
no? I thought
Yeah,
we-
that's all that happened, right?
yeah, we got.
That's everything that happened and nothing else.
No, I remember killing somebody.
Does ring a bell. I remember getting wasted, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
It was an act.
Cutler just whispers in Fulladar's ear, "You don't remember killing the father?"
Of that nature, and if I did remember someone killing the father, it certainly would have been me.
It was an accident. He slipped, tripped,
Please
and stabbed
concentrate
himself
on
on my knife.
saving the world.
It was a fun evening. Let's leave it at that.
That's
Yes.
like side eye.
A fun distraction about ridding the world of an evil menace that's threatening us all.
Also,
So,
you said mind flayers?
yes, there's something still to do.
I look at the old man. What do you know about mind flayers?
It was, they eat brains.
Oh, well, they'll be safe.
Well, obviously, but anyways, we stop announcing our business to everyone in the world.
I just asked what he knew about mind flayers. I didn't say anything about we knew anything about it. You're the one who just told him.
No one strikes up a random conversation by saying, "Do you know these deadly creatures?"
He's a wizard. Of course you do. This is the exact type of person you
You
ask.
see him. You see the wizard looking now. Out of nowhere, he seems to have produced this crystal ball, and he's looking into this crystal ball.
What's that?
So, first the little detour to the farmstead to get the book, and then we have a.
Can we go to the cave first?
I think the farmstead is the shortest endeavor, and in the cave we have a little bit more to do.
Cutler takes the weight that Januka gave him and throws it at the wall out of frustration at this point. He just wants to hit something.
Can you tell us about this cave you were mentioning? I mean, we heard a little, but we would like to know a little bit more if we're going to go check out that cave.
Maybe. Hold on one second. Trying to remember. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, hold on. What did I So he mentions about a cave that is kind of deep in the woods. And he believes that has something to do with the tales of all the mind flayers that have been abound lately.
All right. I guess that's going to be our
Says that
last
seems to be
stop
the-
after all.
He says that seems to be the cave everyone's been talking about.
Hmm.
You got mail. You got mail.
All right. Anyone else got any questions? Because I think we should be done here.
I feel we've talked his ear off enough.
I have one question. Are you keeping the cart, or are we taking it with us?
I mean, the cart's his, so
I would not take the card with us. We want to travel light. For the
yeah, I'm
most
pretty.
part.
I'm pretty sure the cart's his. I don't think we can take it. I mean,
but-
Felder's down to take it. He's a thief, so he doesn't give a shit.
I mean, we are a trading company.
Technically, the cart belongs to the other guy who sent it.
The cart's the guy. Yeah, the guy who sent it. The other mage. What was his name? It starts with a G.
Do we have to go all the way back to return that thing?
No,
He didn't say you did.
he didn't say.
So, can we just bring the cart back to our ship when we're done?
Complimentary cart?
Yeah.
There's no reason that you couldn't.
Okay.
I mean,
We'll be back for the cart later. We got to come back to him anyway to tell him about his apprentice, so we can just leave the cart here for now.
so what I would say about the whole thing is that, you know, if a guy entrusts you with a cart and a horse and doesn't mention anything about bringing it back to him, and he's got a wagon full of very highly expensive magic items, he's probably not worried that much about the cart and the horse.
You know, that's fair.
He's more worried about the magic items getting where they go.
I mean, he doesn't even need a horse in this village.
So, we'll come back for the horse and the cart later?
That seems fair.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
I can't remember the guy's name though. What was it?
Do you mind taking care of our horse and cart for us, good sir?
Gordrin. That's what the original wizard's name was. The original merchant / wizard.
I asked the wizard here if he would mind taking care of the horse and cart for us while we go out of town.
He says, "Oh, sure, I can hire someone to take care of it for you."
Thank you.
He says, "I got a stable boy that comes around once in a while and picks up weeds and leaves and such, and I can have him keep an eye on the horse for a bit."
All right. Good day. We'll see you.
I mean,
Whatever.
you notice that this place is essentially, I mean, in a way, it's in its own way smaller than the other place, smaller than Millbourne, you know.
Damn.
It's now
That's
a
it.
one-horse town.
What's that?
This is
I say it's now a one-horse town.
Yeah. No, there's actually a couple horses, but still.
I was gonna say, if it wasn't before, it is now.
It's a 2-horse town.
Right. Everybody's got to share.
All
Sorry,
right.
Alright. Well, let us head off.
Alright.
All right. Are we
No,
going to
looking-
keep them on for a bit, or are we going for the boat right away?
We're going to mine.
Oh, by the way, he looks up from his
If-
crystal ball shortly before you're like as you guys are heading off, and he says, "Oh, and he looks at Folidar, directly at Folidar. He says, "Apparently, it's just the book you're looking for, my boy."
I know some of you do forget my profession for
And then you
these
kind of see
kind
him
of
go.
things.
You kind of see him go like milky-eyed almost, and like just kind of like walk off in a trance back into his house.
Fallon would know in a heartbeat this dude's a divination wizard.
You don't ask a divination wizard if he's a divination wizard. That's totally not the point. He would say it so.
No, wait.
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Folkstar just like whispers to himself. He's just like, divination.
First rule of divination wizards is don't ask about divination wizards.
Second rule is don't talk about divination club.
The problem
Um,
is when you
it's
know
like-
things, you have to make sure that things are going to happen in these kind of business, and it's a really hard part.
Are we going for the book, or are we going to keep the wand for a bit?
I would please inform that we try to go for the book first and try to make it a little bit short. He said $100, 100 gold.
I
pieces.
think
you have it
using-
still.
I think using the wand to help clear out the mine
book-
would be a better
the
bet.
book- yeah, the book is 100 gold pieces.
He gave us 50.
He gave
And
you,
the wand.
He gave you 50 in the wand. Yep. Well, yeah, and he gave you each 10 too
Yeah.
for meals and stuff.
So we could totally go to the mine, use the wand to help clear it out, and still get the book.
So there's
How?
there's
We don't
so
even
there's-
know what it does.
So there's 6 of
And
you.
you still forget the option that we can still get the book and the wand at the same time,
Right.
and we just pay the book
Well,
we
without
don't
giving
know.
him the wand.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
we love
I'm going
this?
to have to object to that idea. This book is, if he's saying the truth, this book is vitally important, and I don't want anything, not even theft or accidental murder, to get in the way of getting it.
So mine first?
Why'd you put quotes around accidental?
So, oh, you didn't hear what happened?
No particular reason.
Scott Bluey's just pulled to the side by Cutler, and Cutler tells him exactly what happened.
And I
Why would you do that?
What?
I think you'll need to paint tonight, my nephew. And he walks away smiling.
I strongly presume that the book is more on the way than the mine. So we don't have to make a detour.
These are full of crap, so we have no idea what the book does.
Well, with a
Pull-
little,
pull-
with a little, very, very little, by the way, investigation, you guys can discern that the Kuiper's farm is on the way to where the mine would be. So
Oh, then we can make